I'm feeling in a better mood today, and I wanted to talk about how I don't prepare for my bad days and that I just take advantage of my good days without understanding that I need to ration my good days instead of just, grabbing a hold of the good days and taking advantage of everything good that I feel about it instead of saying, okay, you feel good today, but tomorrow you might not feel good. So how about we not get so high on the good feeling and save some of it for tomorrow, just in case you have a bad day. And with my depression, I feel like when I have good days, they're really good, but they're not what I used to be. And then when I have bad days, it seems like nothing ever in my life was good. So now that I'm aware that I need to ration these feelings, and like, you know how you have like your medicine or something, and you have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you take your medicine so that way by the end of the week, if you know you need to refill your medicine bottle, your prescription, I don't know why I said it like that, your prescription, you you say Friday comes, okay, I need to fill my prescription because I need pills for Monday for the rest of the week. And I'm starting to think like that's how I should deal with my depression. So yesterday I felt good, but then I started thinking too much and I started having a whole bunch of self doubt and insecure moments. And so I didn't record. I didn't record. Um, I let myself down. And it's really when I let myself down is when it gets dark for me. It gets real dark for me. And I'm like, dang, don't get so hung up on it being this way because it's not going to last. You're going to eventually get out of this. But in that moment, that's not what I think. What I think in that moment is it's the end of the world and I'm never going to get it right. But today I feel better because yesterday I went outside, even though it was drizzling and it was gloomy and dark. I went outside and I started jumping rope. I started exercising and I felt good. I felt good. And so it's like if I do something that's a big achievement the following day or the other day, I have to hold on to that and store it in my memory bank so that way when I have a dark moment, I can just use that good moment and battle it. Like it's a battle. And I say, well, at least yesterday I went outside and I exercised a little bit because today, something might trigger me and then I'm back into a really dark place. And I feel like people who deal with um what is it, situational depression or bipolar depression and disorders like that, and disorders like that is I feel like that's a good way like to journal your good times and say, okay, well, yesterday I went outside and I helped somebody. If you store that in your memory bank, then for the next day when you feel like you're worthless and you're not worthy of anything, you don't do anything for the world, you have no place in the world. Can you please stop? Thank you. Um, you can look back onto that moment when you did help somebody yesterday or the day before. You could think, well, I am worthy and I do have a purpose in this life because yesterday I just helped somebody. So that is another like I don't know what you want to call these things that I'm figuring out, like answers or solutions. I guess I'm gonna call it a solution. It's a solution to, one of the downsides of, damn it, one of the downsides, that is my cat. And for some reason she's going crazy. That's one of the downsides to, being in the dark place and being depressed and being sad and not being able to think of ways to get yourself out of those illnesses. Um, what else I wanted to talk about is being fearful and speaking your truth. And I feel like I'm one of those people that just cares about what other people think, what other people feel, even though I appear that I don't, but deep down inside, it's like I really do, because I might not want to say something that could hurt somebody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to ever be the cause of somebody else's dark moment. I really don't. It's not a cool thing to be, because I'm the person that people do things to me and they are the cause of my dark moments. So it's like I know how that feels. So I would not want to ever be one of those people. And how I deal with that is I don't deal with it. And I don't deal with it. I'm terrible at expressing my feelings in that moment when someone has done wrong to me. So it's like I need to work on it. I need to find a solution to that. And I know people probably like the simple solution is to speak up and to say, what happened. But I'm very passive aggressive. And I've been that way all my life. So I don't know how I'm going to change that. I really don't, especially when I care about hurting other people's feelings and I care about, their pers. I don't want to say that because I don't care, but I care about my reputation. I care about what happens, what people talk about after I leave the room. While I'm in a room, I don't care. But when I leave the room, I want it to be sure that either that I'm a certain type of person, or you know what I'm saying? Like if I enter a room and people, because I know people say first impressions and stuff like that, but I feel like it's when you leave the room, that impression, what happened, what you said, how did you treat people, and now, I mean, for a couple of years, I've been the person that just isolates themselves. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. But if you approach me, and if you dare to approach someone who looks like this, if you dare to approach someone who looks like this, and I contact you with a smile and a soft voice and with a warm feeling, that does shock people. Like, I didn't think that person's gonna end up being nice to me because of the way they look. I look like I want to hide from the world. And so it's also interesting from my perspective when someone I know close to me tells me that other people have been talking about me and in a bad way. I'm thinking, dang, like that's what y'all talk about me when I leave the room. I was so nice to y'all. I was so nice to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was welcoming. I was warm. But you can't control what people think of you. No matter what you do, you can give somebody $1 million and give them a home to stay in, and they can still have a different perspective about you and a perception like that you would think, dang, I did so much for you, but you talking bad about me. So it's one of those problems that I have to deal with that's inside of my brain. And even though like I'm intelligent, I'm articulate now, when it gets into those dark moments, all of that goes out the window. Like it's almost as if a switch comes on and I'm a totally different person. But I don't know that I'm acting that way until I get aware. And I can have awareness in my dark place. Like it's crazy. It's like I have a dual mind. I can see myself on the outside when I'm aware of it. And sometimes it's smack dab, and like I have to go back to when I was on the mega bus going to New York. I was having a panic attack, but I was becoming aware that I was having a panic attack, which makes it even scarier. Like I think about the times of if someone is dying, like someone gets shot and they see the bullet wound and they feel the burning, and they realize I've been shot, and they realize, okay, I'm going to die. That's a crazy thing. Like you know that something has happened to you, and you know what I'm saying? Some people don't know that they've been shot. Some people don't know that they're dying. But the people who do, it's got to be like an out of body experience, and you don't know how to handle that. So I have to compare it to that, because that's exactly how it feels when you are in a dark place and you do have anxiety, and then and then you have a panic attack. And I would like to have that with me when I'm having the good moments. You know what I'm saying? So it's sunny outside. There's a change in the weather. There's a change in the trees and the greenery. So it's like I can appreciate that and understand that this is a good moment. I'm aware that I'm feeling happier and lighter, but I need to ration it. Ration it. It's like, okay, if you have a whole pie of happiness and you cut up into 4 quarters and you say, well, this 1/4 of the happiness pie, I can take it. I can do whatever I want with it. I can go outside. I can start a conversation with a stranger. Um, I can go take out the trash. I can clean up my house, do my hair, paint my nails, go shopping or something. That 1/4, you can do whatever. But even though you feel like you have this, like everything is going to be okay for the rest of your life, and this one moment, this one day, I feel like I can't have that anymore. I can't function like that anymore. I have to say, okay, well, I feel this big energy, this really good energy today, but I have to make sure I don't use it all up because tomorrow might be a bad freaking day. So let me just table the rest of it, and then tomorrow I can bring it back out. Now that might sound crazy. That might sound like that might not work. And I don't know if any doctors out there might say that that's not realistic. But in my brain, if I can just hold on to that, if I can just access that happiness tomorrow from today, then maybe I can fix whatever is wrong with me. And that's just wishful thinking. But so yeah, I always say so yeah when I'm about to end the video. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a second one because I mean, like I said, I'm feeling really good, and when I feel really good and I'm feeling up, I don't like to talk about the bad stuff because it brings me back down. I feel like everyone in the world does that. They want to avoid the bad stuff so that they can keep the happiness. And then that would be, it's another thing. I feel like I can feel when I'm about to be depressed. And it's not like it's a trigger or it's a thing that on the outside, it's a weird feeling on the inside of me, like in my brain and in my whole entire body. I can feel like, okay, I'm about to be depressed. I'm about to go back into this terrible place. And yeah. And at those moments, I feel like I wish I had medication so that I wouldn't have to go through it, even though I know I'm about to go through it. Ain't that crazy? Well, not crazy, but that's just unfortunate. Whew, yeah, it's enough.